Hi, how are you today? We are going to learn to play the notes on our E string, and we're going to also learn how to play A Sailor Went to Sea once we've learned the notes. So let's start off by getting to know the new notes that we're going to need today. So first of all, as ever, we're going to need 5 lines. So here they come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slightly wobbly, but I think they'll do the job. We need a treble clef. Here it comes. And we remember that's a G. So if we were starting a note here on this line, that note would be G. But we are looking for E. So let's find it. So if that's G, after G comes A, and then B, and then C, and then D, and here is E. Okay, so there's our E. That's what we were looking for. And we can also work it out as well, because if we remember our lines and spaces, if we look at our lines, we say, every good boy deserves fudge. It's not one of those, but if we look at our spaces, we keep our spaces on our F-A-C-E. So there's 2 ways that we can work out that that is an E, so we know we're right. After E comes F, but today we're going to look for F sharp. Do you remember our sharp symbol there? So we've got E, F. We want to keep going up, but we're starting to run out of space. I want a G sharp as well. I can just about balance that on top. But what am I going to do now? I've run out of space. So I'm going to have to draw an extra little line, like a step up to help me reach the next note. We call that line a ledger line, and we just draw it just enough to fit the note that we want. And there it is. So we've got E, F sharp, G sharp, and we know that after G comes A. So these are the new notes. On our violin, we're going to play them on our E string, like we already said. So we've got E, so we play that with open E. F sharp we play with our first finger. G sharp we play with our second finger, and A we play with our third finger. And our fingers are all going in the same positions that they have on all the other strings so far. Okay, so let's have a look at our music. So just like before, if you look on the page here, how do I play on the E string? Here are the notes we've just looked at. E, F, G and A, played with open 1, 2 and 3. If you have this page, please have a look at it and get a pencil out and have a look at the puzzle here, just to make sure that you've got your head around these notes before we start to use them. And I already mentioned earlier in the video, what do we call the extra lines above or below the stave? We're going to need those. We're going to find them now. So here, if we look on the opposite page, we have A Sailor Went to Sea. Okay, so let's remember our process. We work through things one by one, and the first thing we need to know are the names of the notes. We're not worrying right now about how we play them. First of all, we just want to know what they're called. So we're going to start with E. A, E, F sharp, E, C sharp, E, 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 F sharp, G sharp, G sharp, A, E, E, F sharp, E, C sharp, E, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A. Good. So those are the names of the notes. Those will be the same no matter what instrument you wanted to play them on. The next question though is, how do we play them on the violin? Now, in chapter 1, when we learned a new note, we knew that the tunes were all going to be on the same string because we were looking at notes together in the same string. Chapter 2, we're doing things a little bit differently. We're going to include notes that we already know. So we need to watch out because there's a note that pops in here that we already know from when we played on our A string before. So let's have a think about that now. This first note was E, and we're going to play that on our open E string. Then we've got 3 and E, open, 1, open, and here's the one we were looking out for. This is C sharp. We play it with second finger on our A string. And if we think about the words of the song, a sailor went to sea, just by a funny coincidence, that C sharp comes in the word sea, so that might help you when you're looking out for that. Okay, let's go back and just think about that again. So we've got open, 3, open, 1, open, 2 on A, open E, open, open, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Open 3. Open 1. Open 2 on A. Open E. Open, open. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Okay, so I think that's making sense. I hope you agree. So, the first thing we did was we looked at the names of the notes. And then we thought about how to play those notes. The next thing we think about is what the rhythm is. Okay, so for this tune is actually fairly straightforward, especially if you already know the song. So it's not too much worrying about to do here. It's mostly tas. So we've got ta, 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 and so on, all tas. But watch out when we get to this bar here. Ta, 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 ti, ta, ti, ta, 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 ta. Just don't let these tatties catch you out. Okay, hopefully that's all making some sense to you, and now we'll have a go at playing it. Hi! So we are looking at how to play A Sailor Went to Sea. We've got some new notes that we've just learned, so we're going to be getting used to how to use those notes while we're learning the tune. The notes we're getting used to are the notes on our E string. Now the thing that's puts some people off when they're learning the E string is that we have to be really, really accurate when we play these notes, because the higher the notes get, and we can hear on our E string, they are getting quite high, the more accurate we have to be before they sound good. When we're playing low notes, for example, down here in our G, as long as we're kind of reasonably alright, it's going to sound okay. But the higher up we get, especially for my seniors who are learning higher up notes and higher positions, we have to be absolutely dead on accurate before it sounds good. So on our E string, if you're starting to think, oh, don't like the sound here, just be careful where your fingers are going and take some time to adjust your tuning, and you'll find that it does actually sound okay after all. So let's have a look at how to play A Sailor Went to Sea. So well, first of all, let's pluck it. So we're going to be on our E string, so let's get our fingers ready. So that first note's an A, our third finger in the E string, and it's an octave up from our open A. So we can use that to help us. You can hear them singing together, and if that sounds good, we know we're ready to start. Even if your first note isn't the third finger, if you've tuned it, you can have it ready and just hovering like a little helicopter over the string, and then when you need it, it's going to be there. Okay, so let's play that together now. A 1, 2, 3. Okay, so give that as many goes as you need to until you feel like you're getting the hang of it. And once you're comfortable plucking it, then we can have a go with our bows. Alright, so let's try with our bows now. I'll do the same thing again. I'm going to make sure that my fingers are in the right place, ready to start. The other thing to watch out for is this tune doesn't start in the first beat of the bar. There's another note before the tune starts. We call that the upbeat. So if you're singing the song, you would recognise, do you know what that note? This kind of feels like it's before the tune starts. That's our upbeat. And when we're using a bow, we make sure that's on an up bow, so our bow's going towards the ceiling on that first note. So then in the next note, which is kind of more important, we get the stronger down bow on that note. Okay? So 2 things to get ready before we play. First of all, we'll get our fingers in tune. And we can check it's singing. If it's ringing, I'm happy it's in tune, and I'm going to make sure that I've got room for my bow to go up the way on that first note. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it again. Here we go. many goes at that as you need to, and I would love to see if you can make a video of yourself playing along. Okay, well done. See you next time.